and I welcome you to this lecture. So today we are going to see gelatin preparation and its application in the food industries as well as in the pharma industries. So what is gelatin? Let me define what is gelatin. Gelatin is defined as a product obtained by controlled hydrolysis of collagen. So we will be hydrolyzing the collagen using alkaline or acidic or enzymatic hydrolysis is done. Of the collagen is done, and this collagen will be get converted into gelatin. So you know that in our body or in the animal body, 30% of the organic matter is the collagen, and around 60% of the animal protein is collagen. So collagen is distributed in various parts of the body of the animal, in the bone, skin, connective tissues like tendons, ligaments, and even in the, we can obtain the collagen from the fish skin, fish bones, fish swim bladders, and we can also obtain from the poultry shanks, or the poultry skin also can be used for the preparation of the gelatin. So coming to the properties of gelatin, basically why the gelatin is more popular or why there is much demand for the gelatin is that it has got a gelling properties, foaming properties, and emulsifying properties. It got gelling properties, foaming properties, and emulsifying properties. Why it is more advantageous in the pharmaceutical industries or in the food industry is that it is biodegradable. It can be composed or it can be degraded very easily. And next is the biocompactability. That is, it will not produce any toxic effect, or it will immunoresponse will not be there when you use this gelatin into our body or when you incorporate into our body. So that is the biodegradability, biocompactability, and non-immunogenic. So these are the properties that make a gelatin a more demandable product in the market. So coming to the application of gelatin, where the gelatin is used. One is, it is in the food industries we can use. Mainly it is used in the food industry. 70% of the gelatin or the collagen that is produced is used in the food industries to make the candies, gummed candies. Marshmallow is nothing but gelatin plus certain sweets are added and it is formed in the made of candies. Then wine refining or wine clarifications, it is used in certain desserts. It is used, and it is also used in the pharmaceutical industry. So 15% of the total produced is used in the pharmaceutical industries to produce the, basically it is used in the production of the capsules. Even in India, even in Kerala, you know, there the Nita Gelatin is one of the company which is very much pioneer in the world market, which is involved in the production of the gelatin for the capsules. So capsules, there are two types of capsules you can make. One is the hard capsules and soft capsules. So what is the difference between the hard capsule and soft capsule? Is the ratio or its composition of the plasticizer we use in the hard capsule and the soft capsule. The plasticizer is to the gelatin in the case of hard capsule is 0.4:1. In the case of soft capsule, the plasticizer is 0.8:1 is the gelatin that is used. Again, it is 10% is used in the photographic industries. Now the usage in the photographic industry is reduced, but still is used in the X-rays and photographic industries. So coming to the food industries application, in the confectioneries, we are using it. Why it is used in the confectionery is that because it provides a good texture, chewiness, and foam stabilization. And another is in the jelly desserts. So in the desserts also, we can reduce the fat levels, but at the same time, you can feel the fat feelings because it can form a gel-like. Okay, that is another important properties of the gelatin to provide the creaminess and mouthfeel. In the products also, we are using the gelatin to develop the low fat meat products because it can mimic the gel, or the gelatin can mimic the fat properties, the chewiness, the gumminess, all it can mimic similar to that of the fat. So it is used in the low fat product development. It is also used in the meat coatings. So when you coat as a film on the meat products or in the meat, fresh meat, it can prevent the further oxidations, or it can reduce the deterioration during the storage. So again, it can use in the meat products also. And generally, various products are made using this gelatin. Example, the jellied tongues, jellied beef, corned beef, in which we'll be using around 1 to 5% gelatin is used. Gelatin in the pharma applications, where it is used. As already I told you, it is used in the making of capsules. So capsules, you know that soft capsules and hard capsules. Already I told the difference. The difference in the soft capsule and a hard capsule is how much plasticizer you are using. So plasticizer generally used are glycerol or propylene glycol, even titanium oxide also used in the preparation of the hard capsules. So you can find the difference between the hard capsules and the small capsule. I've given the two figures here. The top is the soft capsules, especially in some, it is a single type. The hard capsules are made up of two things. One is the body and another is the lid. You must have seen or you must have experienced when you heat the, when you add your vitamin tablets and other things. So this is used mainly for the capsules are mainly used for the cod liver oils and vitamin product. Why it is why we go for the gelatin capsule is that because it can be easily digested in our body. So it can be, when it goes into our stomach at the body temperature, it can melt and it can disperse the vitamins or the minerals into our body. Next is used as a carriers or the binders. Since it has a very good binding properties, the certain pharmaceutical medicines or the medicines can be binded with this gelatin. So it helps to prevent the atmospheric oxidation also. It's not only act as a carrier, but it also helps to prevent the atmospheric oxidations also. Again, it is used in the cosmetic areas, especially in the cosmetics we use for the facials, facial cream to make your skin glow, or it helps to prevent the aging. It makes your skin look young. For that also, we'll be using the gelatins. And it also helps to help your nails to grow properly. Some people will have the broken nails. Often the nail will not grow properly. It is because of certain vitamin deficiency, certain amino acid deficiencies like proline or hydroxyproline or glycine like. So this gelatin is a good source of this one. So that is also help for the nails to grow, hair to grow. It makes you look young. So for that also, in the cosmetic area also, they are using this gelatin. Then again, it's used as a plasma expanders to prevent the for the treatment of hemorrhage or trauma and burns. Next is another common product we can come across is the gelatin sponges or gelatin cotton, which is used for stopping the bleeding or the hemorrhage. So gelatin foam powder is also used. Even certain ulcers will be using this gelatin powder or the collagen powders, especially in the highs we can use it. Then to prevent certain ulcers also we are using this gelatin sponges or the gelatin powders can also be used. Again, it's used for making the scaffolds for organogenesis. It is used as a meshwork or the scaffolds for the organogenesis. As I already told you, therapeutic application. It is for infant feedings because in the infant feeding we can use this gelatin. Gelatin is having around 98 to 100% protein is present. 98 to 100% protein is present. So it is a very good source of protein used for the patients with digestive problems, especially the peptic ulcer people. So peptic ulcer people, for them also they are using this gelatin or the collagen, hydrolyzed collagens we'll be using is because this gelatin contains the glycines and other proline and hydroxyproline, which reduce the secretions of the gastric juice. So you are under stress or during the gastric juice secretions, there is a chance for peptic ulcers or stress ulcers. So in that case also you can go with gelatin. Then muscular disorders. You know that collagen is present in all the almost all the parts of the body, especially the muscle strength. For that also we can incorporate the gelatin. It also helps for the nail growth, and it is also mainly used in the arthritis problem, especially the aged people above 60 years. They have this arthritis problem. For that also we can use this gelatin or the collagen hydrolysate, which I'll be talking about later. So what are the other uses of gelatin? For making the smokeless gunpowder used in insecticide sprays for its sticking properties. See, whenever you use the insecticides or the pesticides, where once you applied it, only 1 to 2% will be going, rest will be washed out. So when you use this gelatin, it will have more sticking properties. So when you incorporate with the pesticides, it sticks to the plants properly. So it will not be washed out when you are doing the watering or during the rainy season. So it will stick better, and systemic absorption will be better. So that is why we are using the insecticides or the pesticides also. So as already you know that bacterial culture media will also contain this gelatin, and it is used in the photography, that is photographic emulsions, and used for the X-rays, fillings and other things also we use this gelatin. So here is the different field we can use where the gelatin is applied. So in the medical field, as already I told you, the styptic cottons, that is to prevent the hemorrhage, you can use this gelatin. Then for capsules, which we discussed already. Then coming to the photo industries that we are using in the X-ray pictures and the rolled film. Then edible gelatins we are using in the yogurts, ice creams, jelly, and soft treats. Especially in the yogurts or freezing and dairy products, we can use the gelatin because the gelatin will absorb the water and prevent the largest ice crystal formations in the ice creams and the yogurts. In the ice creams. So the large ice crystals will not be formed. So the freezing effect or the drawbacks due to freezing, that can be reduced. So that is another advantages of using this gelatin in the ice creams. So jelly, you already know, you can see the soft sweets or the soft jellies. Again, they are using this gelatin. And coming to the industrial gelatin, that is nothing but the glue. The glue is nothing but the industrial application, so which I will be talking later. So this is again used as an adhesive. So coming to the source of gelatin, from where the gelatin, as already told that gelatin is basically produced from the collagen. So collagen, when you are subject to around 60 to 80 degrees centigrade, the collagen will form gelatin. So what are the sources for the gelatin preparation? One is the main source is the skin. We can use, especially the pork skin is used. Then the cattle hides or the calf skins are used. Then bone is another thing, and fish collagen. Fish collagen is another field. There is a lot of collagen. Is also gelatin is also prepared from the fish, especially from the skin, bones, and fins. So, for example, from the fish like a trout or the hake, such type of fish also is used for the preparation of the gelatin. Again, the bird peach can be used. The shank can be used for the preparation of the gelatin. So we can do a lot of research work in this field because this is another emerging field or a lot of applications, or there is a lot of market demand for this gelatin and its associated products. So from the hide, as I already told, the hide split. What is hide split? We should first understand. So these are the hide splits you can see. So you know that epidermis there, then the dermis layer and the muscular layers will be there, or the connective tissue. So you can just see this. So this is called as hide splits, the top grains. You can see this is on the right side, you can see there's a leather. During the leather class, I'll talk about this in detail. So these are called as the grains. Okay, this which will have a lot of, this is the flesh region. This is the middle region or the mid region, we can say, and this is the epidermis layer. So this area contains lot of, this area, you can just see my pointer, and you can see this area will contain lot of collagen, which gives strength to the skin or the eye. So as the age increases, the intermolecular cross linkage in the collagen became more stronger and stronger, and that is why we find the meat is also becoming more tougher and tougher. Not one is because you know the collagen is present everywhere. There is perimycin, epimycin, endomycin, all these places. So as the age increases, the cross linkages became more stronger and stronger. So and we find that this is called as a split. When you remove the underlying skins and the fleshes, when you not skin, the flesh, if you remove the fat and all those things that is adhered to the skin, it is removed. And the epidermis, if you do a horizontal cross section, we get what is called as a split. This split is hide split. This is called as a hide split. This hide split is also used for the preparation of the gelatin because it contains a lot of collagen. So that is what we see here. These are the height split. So once you split the height, you can save that height split by using the salt, or you can use the lime. So you can save it so that it will not get spoiled. So it can be taken, and where the gelatin is made, to that industry you can supply it. So another main source is the bones. So bone is another main source from which we can prepare the gelatin. So the main source of the raw material for gelatin preparation is first 44% of the gelatin is prepared from the pig skin. So the pig skin can be used. Next 28% is from the bone hides, from the bovine hides, and 27% from the bones, and 1% from the other source, as I told, from the cartilage, from the ligament, tendons, then poultry shanks, all this can be utilized. So these are the sources, main sources. The main sources, the pig skin is mainly used for the preparation of the gelatin. So let's understand the structure of collagen. So collagen is a triple helix structure. So basically, the collagen is made up of, it's made up of 2 amino acids. We can say 2 amino acids it's made up of. One is the proline, and another is glycine. And we get the post-translational metabolite, that is the hydroxyproline. Okay, hydroxyproline is not actually an amino acid, it's a post-transitional metabolites of the proline. So what is post-transitional metabolites? You know that ribosome synthesize with the help of the mRNA, it synthesize the protein. So that then this covalent bonds will be changed, and this covalent bonds changing due to the enzymatic actions. So we get certain metabolites that is called as post-transitional metabolites. So hydroxyproline is a post-metabolite metabolite, and it's very unique in the collagen. So it is present only in the collagen, we can say. So by estimating the hydroxyproline, we can estimate how much collagen is present in a particular tissue, say in the bone or in a particular muscle or in the skin, we can estimate. So because it is a unique one which is present only in the collagen. So we have the 3 things, proline, glycine, and hydroxyproline, or the hydroxylysate. So here the proline will have the King's action. King's action means, you know, the proline is, if you see the structure of the proline, it is ring shaped. So it will not always stand straight. So it will be just bending. So that is the property of proline. So it gives a helix structure, like a helix structure of the DNA. It gives a helix structure. Then glycine is the smallest unit, which will be bound in between. So we can just see the structure, how it looks up. So here is a structure you can see is a triple helix structure. So collagen is having a typical structure that is called as a triple helix structure, and the curving is due to basically because of the proline. Wherever the proline is present in that structure, it will have a bend because the proline is having a ring and it gives a bend shape. And so we'll see here. Okay, this is how the proline, hydroxyproline, and glycine, you can see the proline is having a ring structure. You can see this proline is having a ring structure, and this is a post-metabolite product, that is hydroxyproline, and we have the glycine. So this is held by the hydrogen bonding. So these 3 things are held together by the hydrogen bonding in the collagen. So when you heat it, when you do the controlled hydrolysis, what happens is this hydrogen bonds will break. So the hydrogen breaking of the hydrogen bond will be there, and the triple helix structure stability will be lost. The stability will be lost, and it forms what you call as gelatin. So the gelatins are in which the hydrogen bonds are not strongly bound, or it is partially hydrolyzed. The hydrogen bonds are partially hydrolyzed, or the collagen is partially hydrolyzed, and it wiggles, and it shows a wiggle movement. So here you can see here, these are collagen structures, stable 3 helix collagen structures. When you heat it, it causes denaturation. So the hydrogen bonds are broken, and the gelatin is formed. The gelatin is as a wiggled structure, like so. It moves up and down, like so. It has a wiggle structure. So when you heat it out around 60 to 80 degrees centigrade, it will moving. So how it is formed? How it is forming gel? See, when you cool it out, say around when it comes to around 15 degrees centigrade, when you cool out, what happens is the wiggle or the energy is lost. So again, the hydrogen bond will be forming with each other. So between there will be a loose structure between these molecules, between the amino acids or the chains, and it will be binding the water. I'll repeat again. When you heat it up, the more energy is there, hydrogen bond will be broken, and we find the single chain like. So, and it will be having a wiggle movement, so it will be moving. So when you cool it out, you find it is becoming hard or jelly-like. Why? What is the reason behind that? Is when you cool it out, the wiggle energy is lost, and it will bind the water that is we add, and it forms a gel-like. So again, when you heat it up, it forms a solution. When you cool it out, it becomes a gel. This is the typical properties of the gelatin we find. So some terminologies we have to understand. Why we have to, first I'll tell you what is glue. Glue is nothing but the crude form of gelatin, so which is mainly used as an adhesive material, not edible. Okay, its purity is very less. It is a crude form of gelatin. What is gelatin? The pure form of collagen. Then we have the collagen hydrolysate or the collagen peptides. So this is similar to gelatin, but it is, see, why we have to go for, why we cannot take collagen as such? Because collagen as such a molecule, if you take the structure, if you take, it will contain thousands of amino acids. So it's such a very long chain of amino acids it will have, or it will be a very long chain which cannot be absorbed into our bloodstream easily. So it will have a very low digestibility. The collagen will have a very low digestibility. That is why we cannot take collagen as such. Or when you eat the skin as such, it will not digest in our body easily because it is having a very large chain, large structure. So it will not get absorbed easily. What is gelatin? Gelatin is a partial hydrolysis of the collagen. So it will break some of the bonds, and the bonds or the chains will become smaller, which can be absorbed to some extent. That is, then what is collagen hydrolysate or collagen peptides? This is a very small chain. So the amino acids are broken into smaller and smaller, like small peptides it is broken. So it will have a small length like, and it can be absorbed easily into our body. That is why commercially the people sell for the aged people and other things, because it can be absorbed very easily. That is called as collagen peptides, or it's also called as collagen hydrolysate. You can see here also one thing, that is, if you go into the market, you can find lot of collagen product, collagen hydrolysate, because it is very much health benefits, a lot of health benefits, which I will be discussing coming in. Then what is ozone? Ozone is nothing but, see, during the preparation of the collagen hydrolysate or gelatin, first the bone will get converted into ozone. That is, we demineralize the bone and make it spongy, or an undissolved matrix of collagen will be there. So we remove the calciums and other things. So that is called, after removing the minerals, demineralized bone is called as a ozone. What is isinglass? Isinglass is another source for the preparation of the gelatin. That is gelatin obtained from the fish bladder. So fish bladder, you know that fish bladder is contain a lot of collagen. So isinglass is mainly used for in the what is called as the distilleries or the wine industries, because especially in the preparation of the white wine. You know, there is a red wine and the white wine. Red wine will give a sweet taste, but white wine will not give a sweet taste, and I think it's much costlier than the red wine. So why we are using this white wine? This is used for the clarification. Clarification means when you add some quantity of isinglass into the wine, and it will help in absorption of the fruit flavor. That is what we call as clarifications in the wine preparation. So in the white wine preparation, we will be using the isinglass for the clarification. So you have to understand what are the different materials that we come across. One is the bone chips. So I'll be talking about during the preparation or the steps in the preparation of gelatin. So we'll be breaking the bones into small pieces. That's called as the bone chips. You can see here. Then on the right side, you can see the gelatin. This is a finished gelatin. You can see. Then you can see the collagen hydrolysate. This is what we commonly, commercially, it is available. This is a smaller chains of peptides. So it is easily absorbed in the body. It can run in your blood streams very easily. So it can absorb in the various parts of the body. What is the importance of this collagen is that, especially in the aged people, this is very much required in the joints, arthritis problems, or the muscle weakness, the skin wrinkling, the aged people. If you want to look more young, you have to take this collagen hydrolysate, because this makes your skin more tight. That is the advantage of collagen hydrolysate. So even in the Nita gelatin is selling, even in our Indian market, there is large amount of collagen hydrolysate is present. It improves your skin elasticity. As I told you, it helps to the nail growth. Nail growth, again, which require this glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline like. And it also prevents certain heart diseases. These are all proven research things. Okay, joint illness. So many people. That's what one of my friend is working with the Gelatin, and he was just telling me that. See, when they went for the lockdown, there is a lot of call from the people why your medicines, why your collagen is not available in the market. So they are producing one day, they are producing around 1.5 tons of collagen hydrolysate. That is a huge demand there. So there is a much demand, and we are not exploring. As a veterinarian, we are the most important people to explore this one, but we are not doing any much research on this one. Actually, in LPT department also, we did one research. I'll tell you about that later. And it's also very much important for the brain and Alzheimer's, brain developments and Alzheimer's protections also. As I told you, it's peptic ulcers, that is leaky skin, gut syndromes, another problem we come across due to the stress. Ulcers can come, or due to the peptic ulcers also we can come across. In such cases also, this will give a very good result. And it also back pains, because it gives strength to your muscles. That is another important, because collagen is very much required for your muscle strength. It's very much required for your bone strength. So this is collagen hydrolysate we'll be using, because it can be easily absorbed compared to that of gelatin, or when you take collagen, native collagen as such. That is why it is converted into collagen hydrolysate. So it is more clear here. The same thing is repeated here. So I talked just to understand here what is isinglass. You can see on the right side. See, this is a bladder. You can just see the bladder. So this, from this only, it will be dried, and it is isinglass is made out of this fish bladder, because this is this question also you can expect for your ICR exams also, because once it was asked, I think, for our exam, from where it is prepared. It's from the skin bladder. Okay, so you can see the skin isinglass. Isinglass is substance obtained from the dried skin bladder. So this is the clarification or finding of the some beer on wine. So that is the main application of the isinglass. So coming to the preparation of gelatin, we have seen the source of gelatin, source for the preparation of gelatin. One is the bone, another is the skin. Skin is the main source, followed by the bone. Then fish skin, fish bones can be used. So what are the different methods by which we can prepare the gelatin? Is one is by the acid process. Another is by the alkaline process. Acid process. So gelatin, there are two types of gelatin. Collagen, there are different types of collagen. But coming to the gelatin in the industry side, there are two types of gelatin, type A and type B. So type A is generally, again, this is exam point of view is very important. Type A is normally prepared from acid treatment, and type B gelatin is prepared from the alkaline treatment. So acid treatment is mainly used in the pig skin and the fish skin. We'll be going with the type A gelatin. And type B, we'll be using the bovine bones and the hides. See, the acid process is a short duration process. Within 1 or 2 days only required for the process acid, that particular step. But in the alkaline processes, it requires around 4 to 8 weeks like. So it's a very lengthy thing. Why we are in the case of pig, we don't need to go for pig or the fish skin, because they are spotted at a very young age. The collagen is not that much strongly bound like. So it is very soft like. But in the case of animals, or in the case of bovines, they are slaughtered at the older age. The age is more, so naturally they're soft. So it has to go for a longer treatment. See, the basic is that if you want to prepare gelatin, you have to make the collagen soluble in the hot water. For that only we are giving the acid treatment or the alkaline process. For acid treatment is a mild treatment. We don't need to give for a very long time. Alkaline process is a long process. So as per the requirements, we will be going for the acid or the alkaline processes. And third is the enzymatic processes, which is often used to increase the efficiency and reduce the processing time for type A gelatin. And heat pressure process is a lot of research is still going on with the heat pressure process. So this is not giving much yield, or the quality is not that much good. I say that heat pressure process is another method. So basically we go with the acid process and alkaline process depending upon the raw material that we use. When the raw material is the pig skin or the fish skin then we go for the acid process. Alkaline process, because it's a lengthy process and it is very much required for the bovine bones and the hide. So we go with the alkaline process. So type B gelatin and type A gelatin we get. I hope it is clear. So how the gelatin preparation is done. So first is the bone is brought. So once you, there is a two method I told you. One is the hide or the skin, rinse, fix skin. There is one method that is a acid method. So type A gelatin get prepared. In bone, we will be preparing the type B type. P type is prepared. P type of gelatin is prepared. So once you bring the bones that is, if there is any spoilage tissues are added to that, such type of bones are discarded, and we give a pressurized washing will be done to remove the fleshes and other things or the dust that is attached to the bones or the hide or the split hide. Then it is washed or it is kept in the water, hot water around 50 degrees centigrade for 5 to 6 hours. Again, it is kept in the 35 degrees centigrade for 5 to 6 hours. Why it is done? So that when you are keeping at this temperature, it will be helping in removing of the flesh or the muscle that is attached to the bone or the fat that is attached to the bone. So after that, it will be cleaned. It will be cleaned and it will be broken into small pieces. So that is called as a bone chips. I showed you before the bone chips. I hope you remember that bone chips. So this is the bone chips. Once it is broken down, after cleaning, it's broken down, it is called as a bone chips. After the bone chips is done, next it is grinded, the bone chips is ready and you can store it in the sack, or whenever it is required, you can go for the next process. Next is degreasing. The degreasing is nothing but the removal of the fat that is attached. So again, as I told you, you can again wash this in the tip hole and other things, and you can do the degreasing. And then we go for demineralization. Demineralization means we will be removing the calcium or the minerals that is present in the bone, and we will be retaining only the collagen in the bone or in the hide or split hide. So that is called as a demineralization. So demineralization is done with help of hydrochloric acid. So 5% hydrochloric acid will keep the bone in the 5% hydrochloric acid for say from hours to days together. So we keep in the hydrochloric acid, say 18 to 20 days, we keep it in the hydrochloric acid so that it becomes soft and pliable. So that is, so during that process, what we are doing in that is called as a maceration process. That is also called as a maceration process, MACERATION, maceration process or demineralization process. Here we are just removing the calcium and the phosphorus. So it will be removed. So only the collagen will be retained there. So after the demineralization, that is called as the ozone. That is called as the ozone. So if you see the ozone, it will be very porous like, because all the minerals will be removed. So ozone is the ozone is the raw materials for the preparations of the B-type gelatin. So some companies will prepare only ozones and they'll give to the gelatin preparation companies. So after the ozone is prepared, we get what you call as dicalcium phosphate. So whatever the calcium and phosphate that is removed, that is called as a dicalcium phosphate. So that will be concentrated and that is used as a dicalcium phosphate. Again, we can use for the feed supplements. Feed supplements, we use it. So here we are treating with acids. So to remove the acids is repeatedly washed and again it is neutralized. The acid is neutralized with alkali, with 6-10 calcium hydroxide. We'll be using that one, and we can neutralize that one. So then it again goes for the washing. So here we can go for type A and type B. Ozone is generally it goes for type B only, and hide it goes for the type A. The pig hide or the rind is go for the type A type of gelatin. So I'll be just talking about the type B type. So here what we do is then it will be treated in the lime. So here we are not using the acid, we are using only the lime. Calcium hydroxide is used, or calcium hydroxide. It will be soaked in the calcium hydroxide for around 4 to 8 weeks. It will be soaked in the calcium hydroxide. So in the calcium hydroxide, it will be soaked, and it will. Why we are soaking is to convert the collagen that is present in the bone more soluble in the water to convert that into gelatin. That is why we do in the liming. That is the importance of liming we are doing. So it will make it more soluble in the water, hot water. So after that liming, again we'll be washing it. It will be washed and then it will be minced. That is, it will be crushed in the bone mincer. It will be put and it will be crushed, and it is goes for the extraction. So during the extraction process, this ozins which we are crushed, it will be subjected to 60 degrees centigrade for 3 hours. Like then it will be filtered. Like again, it will be subjected to 80 degrees centigrade. So normally in some industries they'll be using 60 to 80 degrees. They'll be just varying depending upon the quality of the ozone, and it will be just boiled like, or the temperature will maintain, so that collagen will get solubilized in the water and it will be filtered. So it will be filtration. Then it goes for the filtration process. So all the debris or all the small pieces, bones and other things, what is that? It will be filtered and we get a solution. So this solution is again filtered. Like then it will be evaporated. Then after filtration, we go for purifying or the evaporation. So once we evaporated, the liquid part will be removed and the solid part or the gelatin will be there. So that is the condensation process. So the liquid part will, the solid part will be there. That is a gelatin. So it goes for sterilization. So sterilization is called a flash sterilization. We'll be doing around 140 degrees centigrade. We'll be sterilizing for around 4 minutes or 4 seconds. I don't remember. So that is the sterilization. It goes. Then after sterilization, so it is in the gel form. Like so, it will be going for the chilling process, or we make in the form of. Then it goes for the chilled and it goes for the drying. So whatever the moisture that is left, it goes for drying. So drying will be done around 60 degrees centigrade. It will be dried off. All the moistures will be removed. Then it will be made in the form of a sheet, or the sheet can be made in the form of powders. So in the you can see this. Okay. Then it is go for grinding. If you want in the form of powder, it will be grinded. If you want in the form of sheet, it will be in the sheet form only. Then it goes for the inspection and packing. In the case of collagen hydrolysate, further heat treatment will be done and it will be broken down into smaller peptides. So that is called collagen hydrolysate. I hope you understood. So we bond, first we are converting into ozins, which will contain a lot of collagens. This collagens, when you solubilize or during the extraction process, they are subjected to 60 to 80 degrees centigrade. Then during that processes, the collagen is get converted into gelatin. So gelatin then goes for the filtration. So all the materials that are the debris or the waste is there, like small bone pieces or hide pieces, whatever is there, it will be filtered. Then it goes for the condensation or nothing but the evaporation processes. It will be going for the condensation or the evaporation process, where it will be evaporated and it will be sterilized at 140 degrees centigrade for 4 seconds. Like then it goes for chilling. After chilling, it goes for drying. After drying, it is made in the form of a sheet. Like this sheet, again, if you want in the form of powder as per the requirement, it can be converted into powder form also. So this is how we can see this, how the 3 types of thing is done. Like so, when you go with the dry bonds, first we go with, you can see here, the dry bonds first demineralization is done by 5% hydrochloric acid. So when you use this, that is also you have to remember when you work in the industry. When you use the hydrochloric acids, the pH you have to check it. So according to the pH, again you have to incorporate the hydrochloric acids also. And for few days we keep it in the hydrochloric acid. Then it goes for the lime treatment. As I told you, the bones are always go with the type B, gelatin type B, in which we will be using the lime. So it goes here. It is given as 4 to 8 weeks. Generally, we go 4 to 8 weeks. Only I also told. So 10% lime is used. Then lime is washed to remove the lime. Then again the pH is adjusted using the hydrochloric acid, 2N hydrochloric acid. Then as I told you, it goes for the extraction, and the same thing is followed here. And in the case of skin, I told you post skin. Again, we told it's the type A gelatin we can prepare. In that, it will be treated with hydrochloric acid. Here you can see the time required is only 10 to 30 hours. So within a day, you can make it into soluble in the water. That is the advantage. So as per the requirements, we'll be going with a type B or type A. So it is a very short duration you can prepare it. That is the advantage in the pore skin. The pore skin, what we do is, I told about the pore split. So that will be cut into small, small pieces. Pore skin or the scarf hide, whatever it may be, it will be cut into small, small pieces. Then it goes for the acid treatment. In the case of hide, it goes for the lime treatment, as in the case of bones also. Only we don't do the demineralization. Directly it goes for the lime treatment. You got the diff? I hope you got the thing. Okay, in the case of dry bones, first we have to convert into ozins, then it goes for the lime treatment. In the case of hide, it is directly, you cut it into small, small pieces, it will be washed, it goes for the lime treatment. In the case of pore skin, it goes for the acid treatment. So we get type A or type B, depending upon the processing and the raw material we use. Rest, it is same. Rest of the process is same, as I told. So here you can see it is more thing. It is so we get the we get the bone. I'm talking about the bone. The bone is crushed. The bone is first washed with high pressure. Then it is crushed to get the bone chips. You get the bone chips in that one. Then it goes for the drying. You can do the sun drying, or you can use the dryer. So 100 degrees centigrade, you can use it for a few hours. You can dry it out and you can pack it and keep it. Then again, it can be washed. And so when you do the demineralization, that is to prepare the ozone. To prepare the ozone, you can do the demineralization here, for which we will be using the hydrochloric acid. Okay, so by using the hydrochloric acid, all the minerals will be removed and we get what we call as the ozones, and we get another product, that is dicalcium phosphate. So dicalcium phosphate is separated and the ozone is separated. The ozone, again, it goes for washing to remove the hydrochloric acid, and then it goes for the lime treatment. So lime treatment is used for the preparation of type B gelatin. Again, I'm repeating it. So lime treatment is done. Then it goes for washing and neutralization of the lime using hydrochloric acid. Then it goes for the extraction. In the extraction, we use the temperature around 60 to 80 degrees centigrade, because that is the temperature where the collagen will start converting into gelatin in the water. So you know that wiggle movement, I explained about that. Then it goes for the filtration. Filtrations to remove the solid materials. The solid materials will be removed, the bone pieces and other things will be removed. Then it goes for the ion exchange. If heavy metals or something that is present, it will be removed in the ion exchange. Then it goes for the evaporation or condensation. So evaporations, as I told you, the solid particle, the liquid particle will be evaporated, and we get what we call the liquid, the gelatin will be obtained here. Then it goes for sterilization. As I told you, it's a flash treatment. It's 140 or 145 degrees centigrade. Just for a few seconds, we'll be doing sterilization. Then it goes for chilling, and it will be converted into sheet. It go for drying, or it can be converted as a sheet, or the sheet can be further broken down into powder form. That is called a gelatin powder. So as per the industrial requirements or the consumer's requirement, we can convert that into different products like. So I hope it is understood. So this is the structure of the water-soluble gelatin. So this is a gelatin. Only when you get such type of structure, it will become soluble in the water. That is what we do with the acid treatment and the alkali treatment. So again, the same step is repeated. I'm telling it again and again, so it will be more familiar with you. So this is acid process. So acid process is used for type A gelatin. So acid, here this raw material is coming. So it will be treated pre-preparation of the raw materials. I told you that is the hide split. It will be cut into small pieces. Then it will be treated. Then it goes for the extraction. So these are the purifications. That is how I told, evaporation, filtration, evaporation, all that process, sterilization, all it goes. Then alkaline process. This is again, it is used for the bones and the hide, bovine hides. Or the hide split is taken. It is cut into small pieces, and bone chips is formed. Or the hide split is cut into small pieces. Then it goes for the bone goes for the ozone preparations. Then the process continues as above. So this is how the steps goes on. So coming to the quality parameters, how the gelatin quality is measured. One is the bloom, viscosity. Bloom is nothing but the gel strength. So how the gel strength? So automatic, there is a machines are available. That is called, so it's called as gel bloom. Okay, it's the viscosity. So what are the parameters that is used for? So there are around 12 to 14 parameters, I think. Given some few important parameters. That is a bloom, viscosity. Or you know what is the viscosity? It's nothing but the resistance to flow. Okay. Then pH, moisture content, microbial count. So this we go with the different quality parameters. So coming to the last uses of the glue, used to join hoods in plywood industries. So as I told you, glue is nothing but the crude form of gelatin. So used to join wood in the plywood industries. Then it is used in the wallpaper, to color wallpaper, to produce even for the wallpaper, wall ceilings, we'll be using this glues. Then even the glues that we are using for paper sticking and other things. So there is a lot of uses of the glue. So this is the end of our today's topic on gelatin.